Hey, I'm Link, creator of the texture replacement tool and the owner of the DISSIDIA 012 HD Remastered project and its Discord community. I'd like to explain a little bit about this app, why it had to be created, and how to use it. 1. Who is this for? This app is made for modders and artists who are creating texture replacement packs for PSP games running on PPSSPP. It is not for people who simply want to play the game with mods installed. If you are looking to install someone else's texture pack, this is not the tool for you. This is a creation tool built for the people making those packs in the first place. 2. Why use this app? When creating a texture replacement pack, every single texture needs its own entry in a file called textures.ini. Each entry follows a strict format. 8 zeros, followed by the last 16 characters of the original texture's hash, an equal sign, and then the file path where PPSSPP should look for the replacement. You may see that I have a lot of files that have 16 zeros and then 8 numbers, 8 characters from the hash file. And then I show you that I use 8 zeros and then 16 characters from the hash file, and that is because I had a conversation with Ritgard, the creator of PPSSPP, and he told me that that was not a good idea. He recommended me to use the last 16 digits instead of just the last 8, because they include the CLUT hash, which represent the palette hash, as we can see in the README files. Doing this manually for hundreds or thousands of textures is not only tedious, it's error-prone. One wrong character and the texture won't load. This app automates that entire process. You select the original texture, select your replacement, and the tool handles the formatting, the hash extraction, the path resolution, and the alphabetical sorting. It's faster, cleaner, and eliminates human error entirely. 3. How to use it. Using the app is straightforward. On the left side, you have the game sidebar, where you can save multiple game folders and switch between them quickly. In the main area, you select 3 things: your original texture PNG, your replacement texture PNG, and your textures.ini file. Once all 3 are selected, you choose a category and optionally a subcategory to keep your ini file organized. Then hit Append, and that's it. The entry is written to the file automatically. 4. Features. A side-by-side preview of both the original and replacement textures, so you can confirm you have the right files before appending. An automatic duplicate selection system, both for the hash key and for the replacement file name, so you never accidentally write the same entry twice. An aspect ratio warning that alerts you if your replacement texture has different proportions than the original, which would cause visual glitches in-game. Category and subcategory management directly from the UI. You can create, rename, and delete them without ever opening the ini file manually. New categories are inserted alphabetically, and entries within each subcategory are sorted alphabetically as well. A Show in Explorer button on each file field, so you can quickly navigate to any file you've selected. A game history sidebar that lets you save multiple game folders and switch between projects instantly. Dark and light theme support, and a version label that shows the full changelog. 5. Pre-use preparation and file setup. Before using this app, you'll need a textures.ini file. If you don't have one yet, here's how to get it. First, make sure your game is installed and has been opened at least once in PPSSPP. When you launch the game, PPSSPP automatically generates a texture folder in its directory, typically under Documents, PPSSPP, PSP, Textures. Then, with the game open the menu, go to Tools, Developer Tools, Texture Replacement, and click create/open textures.ini file for current game. Your ini file is now ready. One more recommendation before you start. Create subfolders in your textures directory that mirror the categories you're going to create in the app. For example, if you're going to have a characters category with an arith subcategory, create a characters/arith folder in your textures directory. The app manages the ini entries, but the actual folder structures on disk is up to you. Keeping them organized the same way will make everything much easier to manage. 6. Appending textures. Once everything is set up, appending a texture is simple. Select your original texture. This is a raw file extracted from the game, named with hexadecimal hash. Then, select your replacement. This is your new remastered version. Finally, select your textures.ini file if you haven't already. Pick a category and subcategory if applicable. Then press Append. The tool will extract the last 16 characters of the hash, format the entry correctly, and insert it into the ini file under the right section, sorted alphabetically. You'll get a confirmation when it's done. 7. PPSSPP settings. Once you've appended your textures, you need to tell PPSSPP to actually use them. Go to Settings, Tools, Developer Tools, Texture Replacement, and enable Replace Textures. But you may be wondering, where do I get the textures from? If you want to dump the original textures from the game to your computer, enable Save New Textures. PPSSPP will then export the original texture files as you encountered them in-game, complete with the correct hexadecimal file names that the tool needs for proper appending. And that's everything. Thank you so much for using the PPSSPP texture replacement tool. This started as a personal project for the DISSIDIA 012 HD Remaster, but it's grown into something that can work with any PSP game running on PPSSPP, so I hope it's useful to a lot more people than just our community. If you want to follow the progress of the DISSIDIA 012 HD Remaster, come join us on Discord. The link is in the app's footer and in the description below. You can also find the project on GitHub and Reddit, also linked in the footer. Thanks again, and happy modding!